The sport has grown into a world series, attracting elite athletes from around the globe. All competitors must be self-sufficient and prepared for quick transitions between swimming and running.
Yup, that's me. The one with the belly fat sticking out. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. Well, for that we have to go back 30 days. Back when Tom came down to visit us.
I signed up for a swimrun race and I don't even know how to swim.
William decided to learn how to swim in just 30 days and signed up for a swimrun race. After a training session with Tom and some convincing, I decided to join it. But there was just one slight problem. Neither of us knew how to swim.
You've got a few days or
couple of weeks.
maybe. It's definitely hope. So
Yeah.
it's going to be cool to see you on the course.
Yeah.
And you can see if you can keep up with me on the first swim. And,
I hope to impress Tom, that's the goal. If I can impress Tom, I'm happy.
swim run's a sport for all, so it doesn't matter if you've never swum before.
Yeah, and a great coach helps a lot. So.
We're going to run this afternoon.
Oh, fuck me. There's no swim run without run.
This is true.
Do you have any Coke? Yeah, no, just a normal Coke? Yeah, okay, that's fine. I brought my own. Do you have like a glass or something? No ice? It's fine. I got my own ice. You guys should come prepared for this shit, man. What? Yeah, so Coach Tom said swimrun was for everyone and anyone can do it, but I wasn't convinced. With zero experience and a lot of weight to carry around, I was not very confident in my chances of finishing the race. Swimrun is usually done as a team of two with an elastic string attached between you and your partner.
They're entering the Valras swimrun in France, where they'll compete against each other, right guys?
What background in swimming do you have and what are your expectations?
No experience. I actually didn't even know this was supposed to be a competition until Tom announced it. I just thought we were gonna go for a swim run. But William said something along the lines of, I'm gonna be faster than you, so we're not gonna run together. I'm competitive as fuck. I'm gonna go all in. So I assumed me and William were gonna race together, but he didn't want to. That pretty much meant that he thought I was going to slow him down. And I took that personal. Fucking rigged, obviously, from the start. Already regretting agreeing to this fucking shit. And I'm not looking forward to the next fucking 30 days where I'm gonna have to run instead of doing the training I actually enjoy doing. I am gonna win. Yes, fucking believe it. Bet on the underdog. So yeah, I got the motivation I needed, but it didn't change the fact that I had a huge disadvantage. With about 20 more kilos to carry around and a lot less experience in endurance sports, I felt like a huge underdog. There was this one thing that still gave me hope.
This guy's bones are made of osmium, so he doesn't float, he sinks like a stone. Then we have Robin here. Robin is a bit of a better floater. Might be a bit slower on the run. So between the two of them, it's going to be a really interesting challenge to see who can get in and out of the water quicker, who can make the transitions flow, who can actually keep the pace up on the runs. It's a lot of in and outs, guys. Today's session, we're going to do a bit of a swim training session, talk a little bit about technique, and hopefully get you floating a little bit better.
So William is pretty much known for being a rock in the water. With a build like his, just fucking rock hard muscles, the density is going to be a bit too much to handle. I thought if there was any place I was going to have an advantage, it would be in the swimming.
For me, I'm built as a rock, or sink like a rock.
Yeah, so the equipment. Swimrun is done with a swimsuit. Paddles on your hands, and you have a flotation device called a pool buoy between your legs. Well, I didn't have any of those. But luckily, Tom brought an extra pair of paddles, and then he had this brilliant idea to make pool buoys out of empty Coke bottles. And since we had a lot of those laying around, he got to work and created a beautiful piece of art.
I know that ARC has just released the Mega, so we've created the Mega Killer. You can demonstrate, there you go, it's gonna look good. So, fueled on cola. Robin doesn't have a swimrun wetsuit, so I guess they'll be going
Raw. Exactly. Naked.
Yeah, maybe that's okay in France. Water is 830 times denser than air. And that's the kind of crazy thing about moving in water, because you can move wrong in so many different planes. If we're running and we get our weight wrong, we feel it. In the water, we can do all sorts of things wrong without really feeling it. But like, basically when you have your pull buoy in, you're working mainly with the arms, and you've got these nice paddles to help you. Almost like you got a big pole straight up your ass and out the top of your head, and everything should move along that line. So nothing to the sides, nothing, so it's rotation. It's about getting balance in the water, so balance and timing is super key. Comes in, stretches forward, drops slightly. As this comes past, it's like throwing a ball or a punch. These guys actually train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but you can't wrestle the water, guys. It doesn't matter how strong you are. You know, there's a Japanese proverb, like, given time, the water will always beat the rock. You can't muscle your way through this. You've got to find balance, you've got to find timing, you've got to find flow. Okay, Robin, show me some perfect strokes. They're going to crash into each other. Oh, almost. I think Robin's off to Valras. He's swimming all the way. How do you find the Coke bottles?
Great, actually. A lot of float.
It's looking good over there. Yeah?
It's the setup!
It's looking good.
It's the setup!
The Coke does actually go up his ass. I think we should pay extra for that.
All I've heard is this guy can't swim, he sinks like a fucking stone. Thing just like shifts and crushes my ball like a breather. I look up and I see him swimming past like smooth ass motions.
What the fuck?
The whole idea with the competition was I'm gonna have an advantage in swimming, he's gonna have an advantage in the running. Right now it looks like I'm in a disadvantage in both.
How did it feel? It went a lot better than I expected, actually.
Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a bit discouraged. I feel like I've been set up.
I think you've always made some good improvements there. Some points to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, consistency is really important, especially because it's so technical. What's the safe bet here?
I would say I'm an underdog, so always bet on the underdog.
All right, see you in Valras.
So after supplying us with all the equipment and the information we needed, Tom headed off back home and we continued to train. We ran and swam every single day. And to be honest, William was killing it.
My friend's dad, he tricked me into signing up for the Swimrun race. I don't even know how to swim, so I told him, how should I prepare? And he said, just swim and run every single day. So here I am, getting it.
Couldn't help to feel like I had been tricked into a losing battle. Everything I've heard up to this point about him being a rock and just sinking was false. Or at least it was false with the paddles and the pool buoy.
My issue is breathing. I keep forgetting to breathe. I'm focusing. There's so many fucking shoes.
Yeah.
You can't keep track of them all. And bend the arm. Oh, I forgot to breathe. Straight like an arrow. I forgot to breathe. I can do one thing at a time, but combining them all together is the difficult part.
So I started to lose my confidence and I had nightmares of losing, plaguing me every single night. But then one night I remembered what Coach Tom said before he left.
You can't think about everything at the same time, so
No.
pick on one thing, focus on that,
Yeah.
build slowly. You've got to find this kind of rhythm.
After that, it just clicked. I had found my rhythm. And the days to the race just flew by. Five days before the race, we left by car to go from Torrevieja, Spain to southern France. So we left our Coke pool boys at home and headed off to Valles Plage. Race day, far away from being in a condition to race after spending days in a car just sitting, but we had no choice. This was the time to prove that anyone can learn how to swim and complete a race, but more importantly, this was the time to impress Coach Tom. So the race consists of 2 loops, one small and one big. To complete the race, we'd had to run the small lap twice, then the big lap once, and finish off with the small lap once again. It started off pretty well with the first run going smoothly, but I soon realized that the last couple of sedentary days was taking a toll on us. William started cramping early, so I got a bit of distance on him, but it hit me soon after. So he caught up and we kept going together through the long run. It was at this point that the pain really started to kick in. We had not prepared for the transitions between running and swimming. It was exhausting, but even worse, it was so taxing on the muscles. Both my quads and hamstrings on the verge of just tearing apart. And honestly, I was getting ready to quit. But the support from everyone on the sidelines cheering us on kept me going. Until finally, William's cramping got so bad that he just fell to the ground. I actually stopped to check on him. Then I realized this is a fucking competition. So I got my head in the game and just completed the long run on my own. But the last small lap was agonizing. I could just feel myself slowing down. And then I saw William, a few hundred meters behind me and catching up fast. I just had like fucking flashes before me. Like, I remembered all the training, all the pain, all the doubts.
We're a bunch of fishes out there.
And I just put in an extra gear. William was still catching up, and even though my whole body kept telling me to fucking stop, I just kept going. And with William catching up right beside me, we finished the race together. So yeah, Coach Tom was right all along. Anyone can learn to swim and do a swimrun race. I mean, in just 30 days, we went from completely clueless and completely untrained endurance athletes to completing our first race. The highlight of the race was 100% the end, because yeah, I mean, obviously it feels good to complete any race. You know, it felt amazing to complete the race with William by my side. I mean, he was behind me, pumping hard for a while. And then I got behind him and I also pumped pretty hard, and then we both finished at the same time. So yeah, fairy tale ending.
That will be with you for the rest of your life. Because when you finish a race on your own, somebody can ask you, how was your race? Oh, it was hard, it was easy, I felt this, I felt that, this was my time, or this was my position. But in a swimrun race, you have somebody who you share the whole emotional journey of racing, because we all know that racing over long distances is an emotional journey. And you have shared that journey with somebody else, and you will have that for the rest of your life together. And I think that's one of the reasons why swimrun is really, people are hooking onto it.
Swimrun. Smash or pass?
I fucking hate it. Smash.
Thank you for making it to the end of the video. This video took a long time to make, so please hit that like button, write something in the comments for the algorithm. It really does help us out a lot. And share this with one of your friends that you want to race with someday.